That's right, guys. Airbnb do it again. They've done it again. They've made some changes, and I want to share some comments, some practical things that we're going to show you today. I'm going to go through and show you what's going on. So, guys, for the people out here, I'm Sean Colley, and if you're an Airbnb host, if you're doing short-term rentals, you need to know this information. You need to see it visibly. So I'm going to show you in a minute. First, though, you might have been seeing a drop in bookings. You might have been seeing maybe a lack of inquiries coming through, and there's some visible reasons why. So I wanted to touch on a couple of things here. And again, if you are seeing any issues with bookings coming in, inquiries coming in, this might give you a bit of light as to why you're getting it. But if you are, then feel free to drop a comment below. Let us know, if you've seen some visible notices and differences where you're having problems. And if you've overcome anything, feel free to share it as well. But of course, it's my duty as a short-term rental host, a management company in the UK, to be keeping people in the loop who are, one, interested, and two, who are currently doing it, because if I can help in any way, then I'm obliged to do so, right? So welcome, everyone. How are you all? I hope you're all well. Welcome, guys. Hey. Thanks for the comments. Feel free to drop a comment as well. If this is interesting to you, if this is something that's directly affecting you, then stay tuned. So before I share the screen, guys, this live won't be too long, but I just want to share some stuff to show you, right? Because it's absolutely crazy what Airbnb are doing. But at the same time, before I get too bogged down on them, and I think we should all just also put it into perspective, if we are Airbnb hosts, is that, yes, we've got the property and we want to make money and we want to earn an income and, have a good income, right? With that being said, it is their platform. So they can make the rules. They hold the monopoly. And we make an income from their platform. So with that being said, it's super important to have our own platform. It's super important to be on multiple platforms. So comprehend that, think about that as well. But they can do what they want. They call the shots, right? And they've done it on this occasion. Quick comment, my Airbnb bookings are very slow compared to booking.com. Yeah, so let's go into it, guys. We want to identify some of the reasons why this is happening. If we can identify the reasons, then we can see if we can work around it. So I want to identify a couple of problems, a couple of changes, should I say. So Airbnb have got a new thing called air cover. Have you heard of that, guys? Have you heard of air cover? Because if you have, you're going to know a bit more about it. If you haven't, go check that out. Go check it out immediately after this live, what air cover is all about. In a nutshell, it's not too great for the hosts. There's a couple of changes in there that are super, super, super beneficial for guests. So, for example, off the top of my head, I'll try and load up. I might share the screen on it. I want to share the screen on something else. But in a nutshell, one of the big stick-out things for the air cover is if a guest checks in, they have like 72 hours to raise an issue. Or so they could potentially stay in a property for a few days, raise the issue, get a full refund. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. So they could stay in the property for free. Do your own research on it. I don't know all the ins and outs of air cover. I've scanned over it and was not happy with the read. But there's some things that are definitely intriguing and you need to know about. The thing that I wanted to share the screen with on this live is, let's get to it, is something that is super, super worrying. It's not going to help your property. It's not going to boost the algorithms. It's not going to get you more bookings. It is quite detrimental. And this might be the reason why you're experiencing less bookings. So let me share the screen. So if you're an Airbnb host, guys, you're going to be listing your titles, right? You're going to be listing when you upload and onboard a property onto Airbnb, you're going to be putting something in your title that's going to stick out, hopefully catch the eyes of the guests. Now let's have a look. Hopefully you can see. Let me take my face off the screen and let me put it full screen. Oh, it's still there. My face is still there. Let's see if I can't do it. I'm not going to mess about with it. But if you can see the top one here, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but I'm looking at this. Look, just the first one. You can see it on all of them, but the first booking, the first property, flat in Greater Manchester. guys, this is disastrous. So as we start scrolling down, well, look at the next one. Flat in Greater Manchester. Home in Manchester. Flat in Stretford. Can you see how this is just so monotone? So where's it's not booming your booking, right? So let's just quickly click on this one. So I'm going to click on this one here. Let's let it load up. If we click into the listing, this isn't my listing, obviously. This is just a random one. So you got a bit of a promotion here, guys, if you're watching. But when you click onto it, I mean, this one isn't what I was hoping to see. It kind of doesn't show you it all. There's a bit more information about the air cover here. I might touch on it. If you guys want me to touch on it on this live, just drop a comment and I'll go into this with you. This isn't the main reason. Let's just quickly check another one. When it loads, guys, when it loads, bear with me. Here we go. So this is kind of what I wanted to show you and identify. So when a guest clicks on your property on this main screen, then and only then at this point in time, based on the new changes, the guest will see your listing title that you would have obviously thought about and thought, how can I make it catchy? How can I entice people to book? They're only going to see it if they click on your pictures. So until then, they're only going to see basic crap like this. Very worrying stuff, guys. I'm not going to lie. It's all just basic, generic. Flat in Greater Manchester, apartment in Greater Manchester. You get in the drift straight away. Apartment in Manchester. I mean, how boring is that? So, guys, who else has noticed this? Have you guys seen this? Are you aware of this? Is this the first time you've seen it? Drop a comment below. So, like you say, got some comments. Airbnb bookings are slow compared to booking.com. This will be directly linked to us as to why. Because put yourself in a guest position now, looking on here. You want to stay in Manchester. I'm just doing this as an example. Stay in Manchester, and this is boring, right? Okay, so let's move to solutions now. Let's move to solutions. Put yourself in a guest position now, guys, based on the new changes. What would you look for as a guest? If you need to stay in Manchester on these dates, 2 guests, and you see this now as a guest, what's the first thing that you guys are going to be now looking at? Because the title that you might have been working and thinking hard on is now not showing until someone clicks onto the listing itself. So drop some comments below. You got to start thinking as a guest even more. You got to start thinking as what would the guest see and what would the guest want to look at to ultimately book your place instead of someone else's. Drop some comments. One thing that sticks out straight away to me is price is a massive factor now. Price is a massive factor. So let's have a quick look. So you're a guest. Look, I'm looking for these properties. We've got 169 a night, £97 a night, 94, 58, 205. So there's some quite big changes, right? There's some quite big changes. There's a scale. So as we scroll down, we kind of see it averaging out around the 140 to 150 range per night. So that's one thing. The second thing, and the biggest thing that I want to touch on, is your pictures. Your main picture now plays probably the biggest role in getting someone to click on your listing, guys, to then see all your other details, right? So your title. So then your picture's got to be super good. I mean, this is like a nice, clear picture. It just kind of stuck out to me. When I click on it, then I get a bit more of the title. The title's not great, to be honest. I mean, this isn't mine. If you're seeing this and it is yours, then a bit of feedback. Pictures look really, really good. I'm just critiquing it now, but I'm thinking as a guest, like the end of the bedding could be tucked in, for example. But, you kind of get the drift, guys. They're going to see basic stuff. Pictures got to now be super important. Get on your profile, and then they might see your title and all the rest of it. So some big changes, some really big changes. What are your thoughts? Anthony says score and main photo. Absolutely, yeah. So main photo. If you're, let's have a quick look actually. So when you like this, for example, this could be a decent thing to now start considering, where logo in the main thing. Again, I'm giving a shout out to these guys, but I'm not affiliated with them anyway. But you've also noticed they've got other pictures here. It could be laid out a little bit better because these two are cut off, for example. But basically, got to start thinking potentially like this. This will help you and enable you to get people ultimately clicking on your listing. That's now the main thing that people have got to be doing, that you've got to be aware of, is how do I get a guest? Let me stop sharing. How do I get a guest to click on my listing? That's now, I mean, that was always the main one, but the title being so generic now is quite a massive factor because people read things fast, right? So for example, if you've got free parking at your property and you put that in your title, that would be a good indicator for them to entice them onto clicking on your listing, right? Now that's not there. It's just basic. So pictures, like you've mentioned, Anthony, as well. Good comments here, good feedback. Things like the score is a massive one as well. That was always on there. But that's never going to change. Your review score. But we need to get people on there, guys. You need people on your bookings. So any other feedback you've got, feel free to drop it below. What are you doing to implement new changes? It's about being innovative. It's about being ahead of the game, working with these platforms with an end goal, an end result. What are you going to do once you get bookings? What's your after effects to get more bookings, direct bookings, etc. So think about these things, guys. I hope it's been valuable. I hope it's been eye-opening. That's the main reason for this video, is just to show you what the changes are. I might do another video in the coming days about the ear cover, but until then, go check that out as well, because it's very informative and it's not great for hosts as well. So have an end goal. That's the solution here, guys. Try not to rely on the platforms. Utilize them. Make sure you optimize your listings according to the platforms, but have an end goal in mind. So I hope that helps, guys. As always, if you're looking for more information on short-term rentals, this kind of stuff, more information, more strategies, more things that can move the needle to get more revenue in, scale and systemize, find properties like that you can make money from, utilizing Airbnb, utilizing rent-to-rent service accommodation, then join our group. I'll put a link to it in below. I'm on my personal page at the minute, as well as on LinkedIn, etc. For the guys that are already in the group, then of course you don't need to rejoin. You're already in there. But make sure you join for more information, and I'll see you in the next video.